Hey, you know who it is, man? It's your player partner, Wall Street Shooter, and I'm checking in for the gang. And today we talking about some crypto, man. Stock market stuff is booming. I mean, in the sense of a sell-off. We'll talk about that in another video. But let's talk about crypto, man. So a couple of weeks ago, maybe about a week ago, maybe not a couple of weeks ago, I was talking about Bitcoin between 12 to 13K. Ethereum between 8 to 900. Some people was like, bro, I don't see it. I explained it in the video, right? And since then, if we looking on this daily chart, this is Ethereum right now, what you're looking on this daily chart. As you can see, we have this rising wedge, right? And a lot of people were like, yo, look at these 4 green candles, bro. I don't think we gonna see that. I think we got the merger coming. I think we gonna pump, blah, 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 blah. And I'm not disagreeing with none of that. But the most important thing I said about what I said in that video is that you cannot beat market sentiment. What is market sentiment? What is the overall market? We are below the 200 SMA and EMAs, right? However you want to look at it. We're below the 200, and by rule of thumb, that is a downtrend. What else goes in with market sentiment? We are in a recession. I know they don't want to say it. I know they didn't announce it. We got mids coming up. Nobody in their first 2 years want to admit that we're in a recession, right? They're not going to say it, but you got to look at it. You got to use your eyes. You got to understand economics. You got to understand the political aspect of what's going on. We are in a recession, however you want to cut it, right? There's several different phases in a recession. We are definitely in at least phase 3 or 4, all right? Fed just came out this morning, gave us another 0.75 bias points. The market reacted. The stock market reacted before the bell opened in a massive sell-off. The Dow Jones was down 1,100 points today. The Dow Jones was down 1,100 points today. If you don't think the stock market and crypto market are aligned, you're crazy. At the end of the day, people get scared. Fear, uncertainty kicks in on both sides of the market. With that being said, as you can see, Ethereum today sold off 7.49%. We'll just call it 7.5% today. It's roughly about $129. But most importantly, as you can see previously, the supply zone right here, major supply zone, right? This kind of put us down in between that 880, 900 range that I was telling you guys about. We retested it here, broke above it, did not held above it for as a whole, lost it and sold off. And we didn't even get in the midst of it. We tested it right at that 1,700, almost 1,800 portion zone of that. And we are now rejecting it. And this is a rejection before today sell-off. We rejected it on the 11th and the 12th. And now we are pushing down. Now, we do have some support levels here at 1,400. If we lose 1,400, yes, 1,200 is the next level. What could happen with the merger, there could be a nice little pump. But with today's massive loss on both the stock market and crypto market, tomorrow could be another major 7% loss. I wouldn't be surprised. Again, we're coming out of this rising wedge, aka bear flag right here. If you can't see it, I'll draw it out real quick. Make sure I got my trend on. Okay, right? However you want to call it. Boom. Right? You see right there, that's your support level of that. Here's your resistance. Boom, there's your flag, right? So we have this bear flag, and we got confirmation breakthrough today. Through that, we rejected previous supply, and just the market sentiment itself is just all bad. If I really want to break it down and get into another third objective here, we have this overall trend line, right? And I'm gonna back it up a little bit. I'm gonna back this overall trend line up. Right, boom, we got this trend line that came in place. So we have a lot of things for Ethereum to really pump. We got this pattern, this trend line here, right? This downward trend line, right, from the daily charts, right? You can see that, right? From these highs from November to this high in October, and roughly around this. We didn't even reach it in August before we rejected. We hit the supply zone, retested and rejected. Now, excuse me, this is TradingView, and I have the free account. I'm not paying for it, right? I use Thinkorswim for stocks. I use TradingView for crypto. So we didn't even get close. We didn't even get close to the 200, which is crossing right over this trend line for our downward trend line. And as you can see, we're approaching the 200 But before we get to the 200 and break that, before I become bullish, we need to get past this supply zone, which is heavy, right? Rejection created this big sell-off. We retested it, tried to peek through, rejected it, created bull flag, created a bear flag here, flag pole, created another consolidation period, a rising wedge, and now we're breaking through, right? A lot of volume today off the sell-off. Again, the Fed hit us with a 0.75 bias. And people get scared. A lot of uncertainty, right? As you can look from these lows from July up to these highs all the way to August, we had a great month, a good opportunity to take profits. Hopefully people took profits during that time. I know I did. I was buying Ethereum between $800 and $900 and $1,000. And when it hit about $2,000, I took some profits off of that. And, you know, I moved a lot of my Ethereum over to USDT, waiting for the pullback so I can go ahead and get a little bit more, right? That's the name of the game. You buy low, sell high, right? So, yeah. When I made my price predictions or just looking at the chart, it wasn't necessarily just saying it's going to happen in a day or two, right? Like, come on, like this stuff takes time, right? Like anybody who trade crypto, stock market, you know, this stuff takes time. But ultimately, we are in a downtrend, right? This red line represents the 200 EMA. I have my 9 and 21 as well too. I'm actually going to change those to SMA because I don't use trading view for stock trading, charting, or anything like that. I use it mostly for my crypto. Again, I use Thinkorswim. That's my brokerage that I use to trade off of. So I'm totally set up there for like stock stuff. So I'm gonna change these around to SMAs. I guess I can do that now, right? I'll do that later, man. I don't want to bore y'all with that. But you can see, man, major supply zone rejection, over 7.5% loss today, and I have this demand zone right here in between this $1,100 and $1,000. Now, I know what you're thinking. You said between 9 and 8. If we lose this demand zone right here, which we're very capable, especially if we stay below this 200 EMA, if we lose that demand zone, the next line of support is between 886 and 760. If I was to zoom out, you can see right here. This is my 8 right here. You have this structure build up right here. Decent amount of structure support there, right? You got a test here, a retest, and go, right? You have at least 3 or 4 tests right here between this 900 and 880 range. So I'm gonna be waiting for that. And after that, man, it's pretty much light. If we lose that structure is pretty much light until we get to 726. We got a nice little build up here. We got a nice little build up here as far as resistance was happening. Then we broke out. But I mean, it's light. We have really nothing else that's going to like hold us if we lose that. Could we see a 500 Ethereum? It's a possibility. Last time we saw 500 is when we had the Black Swan event, you know, COVID. And after that, Ethereum went nuts. You feel me? Ethereum just went crazy, created all new time high. Damn near $5,000 coin. So what am I doing, right? I'm a Ethereum maxi. I believe in Ethereum. I believe in Ethereum 2.0. It's gonna be. It sucks because I was mining Ethereum, but you know, for the longevity and adaptation of Ethereum, I think proof of stake is very important. There's already big institutions and big companies gearing up to adapt Ethereum since they're more green efficient once the merger is completed. So that's going to be good for overall coin holders of the project for longevity. I believe in Ethereum long term. I do believe that they reach 10,000 a coin. I'm not saying it's going to happen this year, next year, you know, maybe in 2025 when Bitcoin cycle picks up into the bull market. But we need Ethereum to continue to build at the end of the day, right? Give me 1 second. Call. I had to take this call, man. My youngest is went to the doctor for a checkup, so I had to take that call. So yeah, as you can see, the structure is definitely there. If we don't hold these structures line, then you can definitely see the possibility of hitting these previous support and previous supply zones or demand zones in the near future. Excuse me. When you take a call, man, it kind of knock you off your flow, man. Anyway, but yeah, I'm here for Ethereum. I want to see what they're going to do overall. Being proof of stake, more adaption is definitely going to come. Polygon is definitely going to feed off the adaption of Ethereum. I'm gonna go off the risk and say Polygon is probably the #1 project on Ethereum blockchain. Like, they're getting so much. They're working with Starbucks to build an NFT project. They've got one of the cryptocurrencies that's going to be working with Disney. Polygon is something that you definitely want to keep your eyes on. We'll look at the chart in a minute. I want to go to Bitcoin real quick. So we looking at this Bitcoin again. I'm not a fan of this chart anymore. I used to like TradingView a lot, but I think I'm so used to using Thinkorswim. Anyways, as you can see, we had a nice little pump, little 3-4 day pump right here, and then boom, today Bitcoin down damn near 10%, right? Damn near 10%, about $2,100. And you know, the volume of that is pretty darn high. Could we see some more loss? Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, looking at the weekly, you know, we got this bear flag here, confirmation candle bounce on demand. We got this demand zone previous back in November of 2020 that we retesting once, let's call it 6 times, kind of bounce. Now, if we lose this, then we're going to start dribbling down into these other demand zones from 2020, right? That's what you kind of want to, that's what I've been kind of basing my theory off of. And if we lose these demand zones, these previous demands from 2020, these 2020 rally points here, what happened in 2020? It started the bull market, right? So we start losing that support. Could we see a 1,300 to a 12,000, 13,000 Bitcoin? Absolutely. If we lose that last demand zone, we can see a $10,000 Bitcoin. Is that mean that Bitcoin is over with? Absolutely not. Understand where our cycles are, right? Bitcoin cycle chart. Let's pull that up, right? We got to understand what our charts is. Which one I want to show you guys? No. All right, I think this will work. Right, our halving phases, right? As you can see, 2021 pumped. Come on. I'm not paying for that. No, sir. I don't want to use this chart. Let's use a different one. Custom dates. Let's see what this one looks like. Actually, I'll do this. I'll pull this one up that I used in the Discord. Pull that up in the Discord. Here we go. All right, so 2011 to 12, we had that run up, right? 2013, we had the halving, bull market kicked in. Bear market. And then you just kind of see us kind of consolidate, kind of just prime. We pull back, and then we just sprung up. 2018, bull market in 2018. You can see the flow here. Boom, 2021. In 2020, we had that Black Swan event, also known as the pandemic. It was a crazy, we lost so much as far as just on the stock market and crypto market during that week. And then after that, we just sprung to an all-time high. I believe it was like 68K per coin. 68, 69K, depending on what exchange you're on. So now we're in this bull market. As you can see, the flows every 4 years. New high, pull back. Gear up, take off. Pull back, bear market. Reload, takeoff, right? So you have these 4 phases, right? So we're anticipating the next bull run to be in 2025, right? So on top of what's going on with the pandemic, which we're pretty much just breezing out of, it's still, coronavirus still a thing. We still got the war going on in Ukraine. I know it's been kind of like not talked about, but it's still going on. Got mid-elections coming up in November. And then on top of it, we have this big recession. Recession's going down, right? I don't think they're going to announce a recession until after the mid. And then once they announce a recession, then that's going to get validated. That's going to validate to investors like, hey, we are in a recession. Even that we already know we're in a recession is going to validate the point, and you can see more sell-off. Possibly that could happen. Or we could be at a point where people are just comfortable with it and understanding. At the end of the day, as an investor, as a long-term investor in cryptocurrency, and I say long-term investment because if you're swing trading crypto right now, it's too volatile, it's too dangerous, right? If you're doing spot trading, it's too volatile, too dangerous. In my opinion, as a long-term, this is an opportunity for you to get crypto on discount. This is going to be an opportunity. Do you start buying now? If you do, I'm not suggesting that you should buy, sell, or hold, but if you do buy crypto now, just be prepared to dollar cost average, DCA, dollar cost average. What is dollar cost average? When you buy in, you take let's say if you got $10,000 to put into Bitcoin, you do not throw the entire $10,000 right now, today, or tomorrow. You average in, you take different percentage. If Bitcoin is trading right now at $20,000, if Bitcoin drops down to $1,700, you put 10%, excuse me, you put 10% of your budget into Bitcoin. You figure it out for yourself, 10 or 20%. If it drops down to 15,000 a coin, you put the other 10%. If it drops down to 12,000, you put in 40%. If it drops down to 10,000, you dollar cost average into the play. So that way, when it bounces, you'll be in the green instead of being in red because you didn't throw all your money in it at one time. And not only would you dollar cost averaging in, you also need the dollar cost average out. What is dollar cost averaging out of a play? It's the same thing. If you come in, let's say the bottom of Bitcoin is at 20, tomorrow it hits 22, then you want to take 22,000 a coin, you take 10% of your profits. If it hits 25K, take another 10%. If it hits 35K, you take 40%, and you dollar cost average out of the play. So therefore, you always taking profits and always in the green that way. You have to dollar cost average in both directions. People always talk about dollar cost averaging into a play, but they never talk about dollar cost averaging out of a play. You're not an investor if you're not taking profits, point blank period. And you don't want to get caught holding the bag every time, right? And I know it's like super minute. You got to watch charts. You got to understand that. But you can kind of set your alerts, right? You can set alerts. If you're using TradingView, all you got to do is right click. What do? Add an alert. So boom, I just set an alert. Bitcoin is crossing the value at 28.9. Boom. I have this set up to notify my Discord. So I created an alert. Boom. Not only am I going to get a text, an email is going to notify my Discord that Bitcoin just crossed 30.28. Once that hit, then I'm going to go over to the app where I'm holding Bitcoin and I'll take profits. And then vice versa. Let's say I'm going to set an alert for when Bitcoin hit 10,419. I created an alert. It's not going to let me do it more than once because I have the free of it. But you get it, right? I can take this. I can move this. Boom. $7,000 Bitcoin. I can save it. So if it hits this, I can jump in. And that's how you can kind of stay up on it, man, especially if you're in different projects and a different lot of plays. You can kind of, just stay in tune with your projects by setting alerts where you're not missing anything. Because I know we all got families, jobs, careers, etc., and you might not be able to see in front of a chart 24/7. Just set your alerts so you'll know. And not necessarily mean that you got to buy, but at least that you want to know, like, oh, it just crossed this. Okay, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? That kind of gives you a head up, like, okay, maybe I need to move some money, move some crypto over or move some funds over into a stable coin, USDC, USDT, and prepare myself to get ready to buy. Set another alert for your buying. You know what I mean? So something to kind of think about, man. You do what you want. I'm just giving you out, little jewels here and there. You do what you want. You feel me? But yeah, that's how I came up with everything. Let's look at some other stuff that I'm highly interested in. Alvi for sure. DeFi financing, probably one of the biggest. In my opinion, I think brick and mortar banking is going to be up out of here. Well, it's not going to be completely out of here, but DeFi banking and financing is definitely going to play a big role. And between this project, 𝐿Vy, and Chainlink, and there's another one, I can't think of it right off the top of my head. I'm definitely interested in. As you can see, they just ripped out of this bear pennant confirmation. I actually bought on this day right here about, I got it around, I want to say like 91.25 or something like that. So technically I'm down, right? The average price for 𝐿Vy right now is $83.08. It's not farther enough for me to start dollar cost averaging. Once we lose this pivot low right here at 77, then I'll buy some more. So my average coin rate will come down. And that's how you DCA, right? We buy red candles, we don't buy greens. You didn't see me say I bought on this green candle here or this green candle. I actually bought on this red candle and I caught the bottom of it. So I'm actually good right now. I'm down. Technically, I'm down with $7 or something like that, but I can live with it. Once we get past this pivot low here and this pivot low, then I'll probably, if we pass this pivot low in the next couple of days, I'll wait for this one, because looking at this volume here, it definitely has some more. It definitely can drop some more. Hell, I might even wait till it reaches this demand area from the 19th of June to retest. And we already retested it. It was a light touch and go. The possibility of a bigger test here if the market continues to sell off. But I'll probably wait here about 77 or somewhere in the 70s, get a couple of coins to bring my average back down. After I do that, then I'll definitely wait to see if we can drop into this, what is this, 54.45 zone. If we drop in this 54.55 zone, that's when I'm really going to buy. I'll probably put about half of my budget for it. I got like about $1,500 budget for 𝐿Vy. And if we get into that zone and that previous demand zone, then I'll probably start throwing a little bit more. And then I'll probably reassess and see what another budget look like. Overall, my budget for this play is anywhere between $25,000 to $5,000, but my initial one is about $1,500. I said $25,000. Anywhere between $2,500 to $5,000 I'm looking to put into this project. And I, again, break it down into sections. I'm going to start off with 1,500 at my initial and just kind of see where it goes. And if we continue to fall, I don't want to be stuck catching a falling knife. And I don't want to throw everything at it. So yeah, keep in tune. Avalanche, that was the other one I was thinking of, DeFi payment system. Avalanche too. Definitely going to be watching Avalanche. Big fan of this project. And as you can see, we sold off massively here as well too. I'm at a good percentage here. I was been buying this about 17. I want to say around these candles here. We retest and break this demand zone here and start getting into this small demand zone here. About 14, 13. Oh yeah, I'm loading up. Right now, I'm not looking to buy because right now my dollar cost average is good. But if we continue to sell off and get into these zones right here, I'm definitely going to reach up on Avalanche. Avalanche is going to be a big player in the DeFi finance space as well too. As you can see, they previous high, depending on what exchange you're looking at, their previous high off of Binance is $147. So right now you're getting 𝐿Vy for a discount. A discount. And this is not me trying to persuade you to get into play. I'm already in the play. I'm going to continue to get into the play. I'm just letting you know everything's on a discount right now. And me personally, I don't like discounts in like Walmart, Target, and Foot Locker. I like discounts in the crypto and stock market. Those are the kinds of discounts I get excited for. I mean, I get excited for other discounts too. Let me not sit there and like cap y'all out like that. But you get what I understand. It. Like I get more excited about these type of discounts that's going to make me some money and not just spend money and lose money. You feel me? So yeah, definitely watching 𝐿Vy, Avalanche. Big fan of Polkadot. I've been buying Polkadot for a minute. Took some major profits off when it hit around $55. Yeah, we've been buying Polkadot for like $10. So right now, I'm kind of down, so I need to average in. But with the massive sell-off about to happen, I'm going to be patient, and I'm going to see what Polkadot could be later. And I can go ahead and kind of like map this out with you guys right now. I mean, before this gigantic run, the first initial run, you know, we got this huge demand zone right here. That boy right there back on, what is this? December 22nd of 2020. And we haven't really retested, like, for real. I mean, we got closer retesting it here back in July, but just based off of this, like, we haven't really retested it yet. So we could pull back. Maybe we might even pull back to these July lows, but want to make sure I keep that in mind of December 2020. Those lows are definitely there, between $5 to $3. Like, we haven't seen that since the beginning of the project. I mean, the price opened up at $2, got as high as $6 before kind of just consolidating from August to December, right? And then after that, just pretty much just kind of rocket, sold off massively per use because people taking profits, found a nice bounce at 10, and then we ripped, right? That's when I kind of caught it. Not gonna say that I was waiting for the massive pullout. I just, you know, when you hear about things on social media, you kind of see it, and, you know, the patience kick in. I just let it, you know, fall to the bottom and got in, and then was able to go ahead and catch the all-time high. So and that came from a previous demand zone, as you can see right here. Here's the previous demand zone. It retested and just ripped off. So now here we are retesting the first demand zone of the project Genesis, the possibility of it falling off here and retesting this area. So I'm here for it. I'm here for all of it, man. You got to understand, this is 2025 bull run, man. That's like 3 years away. You got to have that patience. You got to have that patience to be able to say, you know, I don't want to jump in because everybody on social media is buying, or I'm seeing a bunch of green cones. You don't want to FOMO in, man. You want to be patient. As an investor, you must be patient and wait to strike, right? You wait to strike when the price is right, baby. So yeah, man, that's all I got for y'all, man. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, share the videos, follow my social pages. It's your boy Wall Street Shooter, and this is not financial advice. Peace, y'all.